In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Then God said,
"Let there be light."
And there was light.
I was here in the beginning. Before the beginning was, I am. My spirit hovered over the waters before my word became flesh. Before people carried my name as martyrs. Before the star of Bethlehem. Before I became the lamb, slaughtered and hung on a tree. We, I, us, three, Trinity, I am.
Then God said,
"Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness."
Then the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. Then the Lord God commanded the man, saying,
"Adam."
"Yes, Lord.
Of every tree in the garden you may freely eat.
But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil,
You shall not eat. For in the day that you eat of it,
you shall surely die.
Yet I was walking in communion and strolling in the garden with his glory covering me. Not a care in the world. And all was provided for me, and all that I lacked, God filled the void in my being, giving me dominion over the bird of the air and the fish of the sea, and even the helper and companion to compliment me.
Oh, that's cute.
Now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man.
Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother to be joined with his wife, and they shall become one flesh.
And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
Now, the serpent was more crafty and wild than any of the wild animals the Lord God had created. He said to the woman,
is it true that God said that you shall not eat of any tree in the garden?
We may eat fruit from the tree in the garden, but we must not eat from the tree in the middle of the garden, or touch it, or we'll die.
You won't die, for God knows that when you eat of this tree, your eyes will be open, and you will be just like Him.
when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye,
And desirable for gaining wisdom,
she took some, she ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized they were naked. So they sewed some fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves.
and they hid among the trees from the Lord in the garden.
Then the man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God as he was walking in the garden in the cool of day.
And they hid among the trees from the Lord in the garden.
But I saw what was pleasing to my eye, good to eat, desiring wisdom for me. Though a companion I was, I became the head, choosing to lead instead, not realizing that what I longed for was position, because the serpent stood there so sweet and tapped into my insecurities. But he was I am, and I was not.
Adam, where are you?
I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid.
Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?
It was the woman you put here with me. She took the fruit from the tree and gave me some, and I ate it.
Me? It was the serpent. He deceived me, and I ate.
But yet still, even still, though your heart, body, soul, and mind rallied against my will,
Though you rejected glory, choosing the red pill, eyes open to things you cannot bear, my grace still meets you there.
there, in the presence of the serpent, who will bruise your heel, but it is in the blood you will be healed.
Pains of love and childbirth increase. Paradise and innocence cease. Sin forces you and all after to their knees.
But the child you shall bear shall one day crush the serpent's head, exchanging and changing ashes for beauty instead.
Here in this garden, your names are now the fallen, but soon, not long now, your names will be the chosen.
Remnants for redemption, elected for salvation,
Delivered from destruction.
Called out from the curse.
Heaven's chorus and verse.
The apple of my eye.
My final breath and final cry.
In the beginning,
It is done.
Though you are lost, my love has already won.